I wanted you to describe a little bit about the physical and also the internal transformation that you had. Because 4 years ago, you were talking about really pay attention to the way you dress, the way you look, and very particular about certain things. And now I like the way you look. You look like a ninja from the mountain. So I love that. So share with us a little bit about the physical transformation 4 years ago to today.
Sure. Well, I'll start by saying I've always loved style. That's just been something that's been of interest to me ever since I was a kid. And what I learned to do, I always had an eye for what makes a good outfit or whatever. And what I learned to do was to hide, to dress in such a way that it gave me a thing to hide behind. So, like, you would see me and be like, oh, that guy's well put together and he's got a good, that tie looks good with that suit. But it was like all of that was it was a barrier to connecting. And so it was really interesting because if you were to try to reflect that to me and say, hey, I notice the way you dress creates a barrier, I'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm following the rules of how to dress well and I'm doing everything the right way, which to me is such a fascinating example of how what we're doing sometimes is incongruent with the being underneath. So all that to say, what started to happen was a few things. I got into a lot of men's work, which brought me into breath work and consciousness and learning to embody alpha or masculine energy. And doing that gave me some ground to stand on rather than have this house of cards made up out of like outfits and funky style and all of that stuff. And I also had the great opportunity to work with some people that reflected a lot of this to me in a way I could hear, like a way they could get in, where they'd be like, yeah, yeah, the style's great. It's just loud and we can't be with you. We can't hear you through it. It's in the way of us getting to fully be with you. And so that started to open things up and allow the opportunity to step into something deeper.